Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, oh yeah, there we go. Children of all ages, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today. Yeah, gotta get my stretch on. Bring you guys and gals Bleach chapter reviews. Now, of course, this is Tite Kubo's finest work. And if you don't know, now you know. Now, first of all, I gotta say this. This chapter was a fairly gross chapter, honestly, alright? You're not gonna sit down and eat a meal through this chapter, alright? If you do, what you ate is coming right back out of your mouth on the dinner table. Because when you have not only Pernida rip off its own fingers and the blood is spewing everywhere, not only did you have Mayuri, actually use his Bankai, and the Bankai being this giant, demonic, pregnant thing, but then it gives birth, through the stomach, man, that was nasty, man. And then you have a new Bankai baby, and the Bankai, the new Jizo, that thing is wailing because it's covered in nerves, and even the wind blowing is giving it excruciating pain. Walking on the ground, excruciating pain. On top of that, this guy is getting its skin peeled off. Now, granted, it has 70,000 layers, epidermal layers, that are covered in nerves. But still, the skin being peeled off it's a gross sight, man. It really is. And then on top of that, you have the Bankai baby, right? You have the new Jizo just consuming the fingers like it's a snack. No, that's not what you should be eating during snack time. Hell no. So it was a gross chapter, man. Honestly, it was gross, but it was fascinating nonetheless. And the fight has this is probably I'm not too sure what I'll scale it in terms of fights for this arc. And when I mean arc, I mean the entirety of the 1,000-year Blood War. Probably top 5, honestly, because freaking Yuha and Ichibe was, yeah, woo-wee. Yamamoto and Royd, yeah. This one, it's up there. It really is up there. Can't deny it. And I'm actually very impressed that Mayuri is doing so well by himself against top tier Quincy. Honestly, and when I mean top tier, I mean Yuha's personal boys. I don't mean Giselle, who Yuha didn't deem worthy. I mean Yuha is someone who chose Pernida to be among the elites, and Mayuri's doing quite well. However, the chapter ends off with pretty much a strong implication that the battle's not over yet, honestly. Because you have Nemu, she's watching the corner, on some chopper shit, and I'm like, stop teasing Nemu, alright? Stop, seriously. Just let her do what she's supposed to do. I don't know what she's gonna do, but she's gonna do something, obviously. I mean, oh my god, Nemu has this hidden secret, Mayuri, I am your father, dun dun dun. I'm like, what the fuck? No. So, on some Kugo shit, Ichigo, the real mastermind. Uki talking, no, stop, stop it. But here's the thing, man. Something's going on with Nemu, and you have the final text of the chapter. On Manga Panda, it was more or less the battle's over, but ... And then on Manga Stream, it's kind of so the battle's been decided, or has it? I'm so the fight's still going on, alright? Pernida's gonna somehow break out of 70,000 epidermal layers. I have no idea how to do it, but he's gonna fucking do it somehow. And then the battle will continue. Now, if the battle continues, this gives, hopefully, a chance for Kenpachi to rejoin the fray. Because I really want to see Kenpachi actually use, if he has a Bankai, use the Bankai, or turn off the damn iPad, do fucking something, because Kenpachi probably, he hasn't even used, Nozarashi in this fight, which I think is a little bit shocking. The fact that his arm got ripped off, at least use Nozarashi, but nah, I'm gonna go in there, So, the whole thing here is that I want Kenpachi to join, alright? I think that the elites of the Star Knights should not be taking out in individual combat. Honestly. Even though Mayuri is doing fantastic, the elite should not be taken out in individual combat, one-on-one. No. it should be multiple Quincy versus... No, it should be one Quincy versus multiple Shinigami. Multiple opponents. That's the way I see it, honestly. Because there are no more Quincy to assist, I think. I mean, there's Ryuken, but God knows what the fuck Ryuken's doing. And as far as we know, he ain't joining Yuha. He's just chilling at home, still, being still doing the usual, pretty much. Even though his son is now serving Yuha. Where the fuck is... I'm deviating. I'm massively deviating. The whole point here is that, as far as we know, there's no one but these guys. Therefore, it should be one Quincy against multiple Shinigami. At least taken out. At least. So, Mayuri, again, doing well. But because Kubo's implying at the end of the chapter that's not over yet, then obviously at some point Kenpachi has a chance to come back to the battle. That's the way I see it. So it's not obvious, but that's what should happen in my mind. So, the chapter overall, it's a good fight. It's up there, honestly, when it comes to fights in this arc. Alright? Probably top 5. And it's getting... I mean, it's already weird and it's disgusting. It's gross. And we get to see new powers of Mayuri. How he actually tweaked his Bankai to that degree, I have no idea. Like, that degree of Zanpakuto manipulation should be Nimaya exclusive, but it's not. Mayuri's he's just doing insane stuff with his Bankai, honestly. And it is a pretty neat power, because his Bankai can adapt. Given the right amount of information, it can adapt to like any opponent. However, I got the feeling that we haven't seen everything of Pernida. So here's the thing. Mayuri may have actually jumped the gun. He may have actually jumped the gun when he decided to use his Bankai now. Because Pernida was probably still hiding a few powers here or there that he was not aware of. And these hidden powers are going to give Pernida the surprise over Mayuri. That's what I can see happening. I gotta say one more thing before I go. In the chapter, there was a small flashback about Mayuri reading a textbook or some type of book on the Soul King, which you would think would be like hidden away like deep somewhere in the archives of wherever. But apparently not. Mayuri can easily access it and boom. Maybe, I don't know. Either way, the whole thing here is this. The book had information about the Soul King's arms, alright? Apparently the right arm governs stillness, or it had stillness, and the left arm governs progress. Now, that to me is fairly weird, because stillness, progress, very vague stuff. But after seeing the powers of Pernida, and remembering what Mimihagi-sama did for Ukitake, I think I know where Kubo's going with this. Because Mimihagi-sama was able to actually halt the disease in Ukitake's body, primarily with the lungs. And in a sense, halting, stillness, they coincide, right? So, because it's super vague. It's super duper vague. But stillness, when it comes to the right arm, stillness, that I think more, because Mimihagi-sama required organs from Ukitake as a means of a sacrifice, but the end result was essentially stopping the progression of the disease within his body. That's what the end result was, essentially. So that would imply the powers of stillness, I suppose. And then when it comes to progress, the fact that Pernida could remove its own fingers, and then those fingers became whole new arms, that I guess is a sense of progress, like super enhanced evolution, maybe. Like it's super vague, man. But obviously, the fact that Pernida could literally make new arms out of the fingers that it removed is a clear sign of progress, I guess. So just keep that in mind for the future, because that's going to tie into, I guess, the innate powers of the Soul King if the Soul King returns to the story in full. So I'd say I'm done. King Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe. Again, chapter rating is going to be a good plus to great. Great, I'll leave it at a great. Have a nice one.